This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the DC Multiverse Flashpoint Batman. Now, take a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard DC Multiverse window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see a really cool image of the character, and at the bottom, all the other characters from this lineup. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. Alright guys, now let's check out this Thomas Wayne Batman, or Flashpoint Batman, whatever you want to call him. I've been waiting for a really good version of this Batman for a long time, and we finally looks like we got one from McFarlane. So I pre-ordered it online, and it just came into me in the mail yesterday. So let's take a look and see if it's really worth it, because I think it looks pretty cool. So let's see here. The head sculpt looks really nice. I do love that. Those bright red eyes look awesome. Really dig that. The folds and the masks for like his expression. Same thing in the folds in the skin for the mouth and in the jaw look really, really good. You can see that there is some like stubble, but it does seem like there's only a little bit of paint right here at the chin, instead of having a full 5 o'clock shadow for the whole face. And you can see where it's actually sculpted for the whole face. So I don't know if that was an error and they only painted the chin, or if that is by design. They were only going to paint the chin, so I don't know. And then when you look at it from afar, you can't really tell. It still looks really good, but up close, it is pretty noticeable. But everything about the head sculpt looks really good too. I love the shoulder pads, the little spikes on the shoulder pads. I really dig this look for Batman. I think it looks really cool. The Bat logo itself looks really sharp here. A nice glossy paint job with the red and black. And again, it is sculpted, not just printed on, so I love that. And mine does have a little bit of a smudge on there, but not a big deal. I think I can clean that up. I do like the lining in the suit. I always think that's really cool too. I love that kind of like texturing for things like that. The gauntlets look really, really nice. They almost kind of look like, you know, beat metal. So I really dig that. They are kind of a gunmetal black kind of color. It's a really weird, interesting color. It looks semi-metallic, but it still looks really nice. The knuckles look really good. My glove here came a little warped. If you look on this side, it comes straight up right here at the edge. And then this one kind of curves out like that. So I'll probably have to heat that up and fix that a bit. It's not a big deal, but it's something I can't fix. The belt looks really nice too. Really bright red, so I love that. I always love the colors of this character. I think he looks awesome. With the gun holsters right there, like that. We'll turn this around here. Look at the back of his bat butt. That looks really good. The lining on the back of the suit right here, again, looks really good too. Love that, man. The boots and the knee pads look really nice too. They're in that same like gunmetal black, looking really, really sharp. And again, more of that like beat metal, and you can see they've seen some damage. You can see some dents and cracks and things like that. So that's really awesome, man. I really, really like this. The feet, the boots look really nice. Really nice tread on the feet. Pegals at the bottom. I mean, yeah, man, this is a cool looking figure. I've always loved the design of this. You know, when I first saw it in comics, I thought it was so badass. And then it's been kind of disappointing because we haven't really had a good figure of him yet. But this is a pretty good contender for being a really good figure of Thomas Wayne. Okay, so let's talk accessories now. As always with these figures, we do get a little card, a little collector's card, which is really nice, with an image of the character from the comic book, which looks badass. I love that design, looks really cool. And on the back, we get a little bio, a little rundown, and a short little story for the character, Batman Flashpoint, which is really nice. So I love these, man. I think they're actually really, really cool for doing this. I think that's awesome. And of course, we also do get the same little circular stand, like this, a little DC logo with a little peg. And with these McFarlane figures, with these shitty ankles, you're gonna need these stands, man. The ankles, I've always complained about these since the beginning. These are terrible ankles, and these are a must with these figures. So we also do get his guns here. As you can see, I have them on his straps like that. And they're pretty cool. They're nice guns. These actually do look really nicely painted. They're casted in black, and there seems to be like a silver dry brush on there. So that's really cool, man. There's even a little dent, it looks like, around towards the end of the barrel. Looks really cool. And I did notice there actually is a hole in the barrel like that, which is really cool. I was kind of hoping for maybe some effect pieces. So what I did, I took a little bullet effect piece from a Mezco figure and tried to see if I could actually fit that in there. You can get it in there for like pictures, but it's not going to stay. It's a very, very loose fit, and it's just going to fall right out. Same thing with like this one with the 3 bullets coming out like that. It's too heavy. It's just going to fall right out. So I think this one right here might work the best. Like that. Maybe if you use some sticky tack, you could probably make it even work a little better. But it's really, really loose fitting again, and it work for like some pictures. I think that'll be pretty badass. So, and then you can hold this in either of his gripping hands, which he has 2 trigger finger hands because he dual wields these bad mofos like that. So, very nice tight grip. I think that works out great. And then I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see a character with 2 pistols or wielding 2 pistols, I always think of some like gung fu type stuff, you know what I mean, like John Wick or the Chow Yun Fat, that kind of stuff, where they're just dual wielding pistols and kicking the crap out of people at the same time. I just think that's a really cool look, and again, this looks really, really awesome. So now let's run down the articulation. This is always one thing I'm very weary about when it comes to McFarlane figures, is the articulation. So the head is on a ball joint. It actually rolls around pretty nicely. You can get left and right. You can get up about that much, which is actually pretty decent, and down that far. So again, that works pretty good. And then you can rock it side to side like that. So that's pretty good. Arms can go all the way up about that far. They're hindered by the shoulders of this cape a little bit. Well, you can do more. So back and forth like so. We do get a butterfly joint in there like that. So that helps out. It goes up and out that far. A rotation at the bicep as well as that shoulder. So you get a lot of good motion in there. You got double jointed elbows that bend past 90, so that works pretty good. It is hindered by the bulkiness of the gauntlet here. We got rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist, which is a very tight wrist, so that works out pretty good too. We got a ball peg in the midsection that goes into his abs right here, his chest, rolls around like so, does turn left and right, crunches back and forth. You do get some gapping in there like that, and then pivots side to side. Nothing, doesn't seem to be anything below that. These hips right here can kick up about that far like that, and they are super tight, man. I've actually had to loosen these up a little bit, so just be very careful. You don't want to snap that. It is just very tight, so you can kick back about that much, splits out about that far, so pretty decent. It can rotate on the pegs up here at the thigh. Again, it's just really tight. This one's a little more loose. Again, so you don't want to heat up these joints. For mine, I had to. I bet it looks like I just need to do some more, but just be careful with that. We got double jointed knees that bend about that much. Nothing at the boot, and then the toe joints go up and down like this, which this feels a little looser than I would prefer. And then these just god-awful ankles. You can go up and down, rotate, but it's at an angle. You have to like maneuver that joint to get it to the angle you want. I just despise these ankles. That has been my biggest complaint with all of these McFarlane figures. McFarlane really needs to change those because those things are crap. And then because they're so terrible, you have to use these to really balance out your figure, and you could get it to pose and things like that, but it's just too much of a hassle. So this is just easier using this, so that's probably why they included these. With the ankles aside, I still think this guy's so dope. I think he is a fantastic looking figure. He might have a couple minor issues here and there, but it's not a big deal. I've just always wanted a really badass Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman figure, and I think Mark McFarlane delivered for us. I think he's sewed up. We are getting an unmasked variant, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I'll be picking that one up, but this guy looks awesome. I think he's really cool and definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to 2 other McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures from my collection. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of Thomas Wayne. Now overall, I think this is a pretty badass figure, and I think McFarlane Toys did a fantastic job. The sculpt is so gorgeous and so well done. The paint is fairly clean for the most part, and the articulation works very well. With the exception of those terrible ankles. Man, I hate those things. But his accessories are pretty nice, and those guns with that dry brush, and I do love the fact that we get a card and the stand, because the stand is going to be a must. Now in my opinion, I really do think this might be the best Thomas Wayne figure that we've ever received from any company, and that's really cool because I've always loved this character and wanted a badass action figure, and I think this one is definitely it. Now this is a Target exclusive, so if you can find him, that's where to get him. He's so badass and definitely a must get. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.